Welcome to this demo of the Microsoft Office 365 Activities package. This package allows us to automate interactions with Office 365 applications. In this demo, we'll build a process for an incident audit request use case received by email in the Outlook app. As soon as an email with the subject line "Incident Audit Request" is received, the robot must read past incident emails and create an incident audit log file that contains the incident number, incident type, username, and content of the incident. Afterwards, an email with all the retrieved information must be sent as a reply to the requester, along with the related incident emails attached as proof. For this demo's purposes, the incident emails are in a specific folder in Outlook, named Incidents. All set? Let's start building our process. To download the Microsoft Office 365 package, we go to the Design tab and select Manage Packages. Here, we must click All Packages and search using Office 365 as a keyword and install a stable version of the package. Once installed, we can go to the Activities panel under Integrations and see that we now have a new category named Microsoft. All the available Microsoft Office 365 activities for Outlook are available to use under the Outlook subcategory. Also, we can see that trigger activities are available for us to use for receiving or sending emails. Trigger activities allow an automation to start when a certain external event occurs. When you create a process with a trigger activity, the trigger is automatically created in Integration Service on the selected connection. Unlike standard Integration Service triggers, trigger activities have an output object, which you can use in other activities. Great! Next, since we must watch our mailbox for incoming emails having a specific subject line, let's start by adding the email received trigger activity to our workflow. To use this trigger, we must use an existing connection or add a new one by clicking Add New Connection. Then click Connect to complete the authentication and select the account that we want to use. After this step, our connection will be available to select from the drop-down list. As we can see, our account is now seen as the default connection, which is exactly what we want for now. Perfect! Next, from the Email folder property, we can click the folder icon and easily select our Mailbox folder for which we're adding the trigger. In our example, we'll select the Inbox folder and click Save. Let's add an additional filter for received emails, namely to look for Incident Audit Request keyword in the subject line. As we can see in the Properties panel, we have more properties that we can customize if we want to. Please take note that for this specific Office 365 package version, the Output Received Email field is already populated with the received email variable. In other package versions, you might need to create a variable yourself to store the output. Perfect! Next, let's use an Assign activity to start building the file for our audit request. In the Save To field, we'll create a new variable called Audit Log. In the Value to Save field, we'll open the expression editor and type in incident number, incident type, username, content between brackets, plus environment.newline. The next step is to prepare the audit file log. For this, we must read all the incident names. Let's use a For Each Email activity to do this. We can click the folder icon and select Inbox, then Incidents. This is the folder where all the incident-related emails are stored. In the Properties panel, we can leave the email limit to first 100. Leave Unread Only to False, as some emails that we need might be already read, and add an additional filter. Namely, the subject must contain Incident Request, as we just need the incident requests. Next, in the body container, we'll add a Download Email activity to download the current email and save the downloaded email to a new variable called Downloaded Email. Since we want to prepare our downloaded emails as attachments, we'll use an Append Item to Collection activity and create a new list of type iResource, and initialize it by typing new list of iResource in the default value field. We can now add our new attachments collection list in the collection field. Increase the scope of the variable to the whole main sequence since we'll add the final CSV file to this collection, and rename the activity to Add Mail to Attachment List. Next, let's open the collection builder and add the downloaded email variable in the Items to be Added field. And in the Properties panel, let's add the Attachments variable to save our output result. Perfect! Our next step is to start extracting the information from the incident request emails. For this, let's add a Matches activity and configure the regular expression. In the test text, we'll add the following text. We'll select the Advanced Regular Expression and add the following value. As we can see, all three values have been highlighted in yellow, namely the incident number, incident type, and username. Now, as the input, we'll use the current email variable and indicate subject as all the information we need is in the subject line. Lastly, we'll save the result found under a new variable that we can call extracted data. Now, to read through the stored extracted content, we'll add a For Each activity. And in the In field, we'll indicate the extracted data variable by clicking the plus menu icon. If we look in the Properties panel, we can see that the Type Argument field gets automatically populated with the right type, namely system.text.regularexpressions.match. Next, in the body container of the For Each activity, let's add a multiple assign activity and rename our activities with some more telling names. We'll now add 3 more entries and in the To field, create a new variable for each entry. We'll name the first one Incident Number, the second one Incident Type, the third one Username, and the fourth one Content. Now, for the value field of each entry, we'll use the current item reference and indicate the group's index number of the matched content to assign the values to the newly created variables. For the first entry, we write current item.groupsindex1.value to assign the incident number. For the second one, we modify the group's index to 2 to assign the incident type. And for the third one, we modify the index to 3 to assign the username value. Now, for the fourth one, since we want to get the content from the email body, we'll write the following expression. Great! Next, we'll add another assign activity separately to create the log entry. We'll add the audit log variable in the Save To field, and in the Value to Save field, we'll write the following expression. Next, to create our audit file path, let's go to the Project panel, right-click, select Add, select Folder, and name it Audit Data. Now, outside the For Each activity container, we'll add another assign activity and rename it to Create Audit File Path. In the Save To field, we'll create a new variable of type string called Audit File Path. In the Value to Save field, let's write the following expression. Next, we'll add a Write Text File activity. In the Input Text field, we'll add the Audit Log variable. And in the Write to File Name field, we'll add the Audit File Path variable. Perfect! Now, to get the audit log file as an iLocal resource, we'll add a Path Exists activity. Make sure the path type is set to File, Add the audit file path variable as the input path, and as the output for the reference if path exists field, we'll create a new variable called audit file. Since we used the Ctrl+K keyboard shortcut to create the variable, we can see that its type was automatically set to iLocalResource. Now, to add the audit file to the attachments collection list, we'll add an append item to collection activity. We now add attachments as the collection and the audit file variable in the items to be added field in the collection builder. And add the attachments collection variable in the output result property field. And we're now ready to reply to the incident request email. To do this, let's add a reply to email activity. In the email to reply field, we'll add the received email variable, write a message in the body, keep the reply to all to false, and save as draft to true for now. And in the input attachments property, we'll add the attachments variable. Great! We've finished building our workflow. Since we're using a trigger that looks for incident audit request as a keyword in the email subject line, let's go ahead and write the email that will trigger our process, and click Send. Now let's run our workflow in debug mode. And here's the email containing all the attachments and the incident audit file with the incident number, incident type, username, and email content. Great! This concludes our demo of working with the Microsoft Office 365 activities in Studio. Here are a few key takeaways. After clicking Manage Packages for a project, to find and install the Microsoft Office 365 package, you must search in All Packages using Office 365 as keyword. The package title is Microsoft 365. Once you create connections in UiPath Automation Cloud Integration Service, they can be reused in all other Microsoft Office 365 activities. Trigger activities allow an automation to start when a certain external event occurs. When you create a process with a trigger activity, the trigger is automatically created in Integration Service on the selected connection. We can use the PathExists activity to generate an iLocalResource type of variable that we can use in other activities. How can you apply the knowledge and skills gained from this demo to streamline and automate your manual workflows and tasks? Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy automation!